Well, hello, welcome back to the grind. And the 1989 W100 pickup truck, two-wheel drive. Now I think I figured out what these things are for. I think they used this for pulling like sheds and things, wide load sheds, and those would be for the big mirrors to go on. The big mirrors would come out to about here somewhere so they could see past behind. So that would be interesting, and that explains some of the interesting stuff on the roof. There was likely a bunch of Kojak lights up there and things like that. Who knows? Maybe. Anyway, so this week I spent a bunch of time on the windshield wipers to get them running, and they chased me around in a circle, and it turned out it was just a ground. So anyhow, that was okay. They're running well now, and I know how they work. Then what else? The muffler stuff, I got that. Truck's running pretty quiet now, and a few other things, a bunch of other electrical stuff underneath there. I even forget what it was, but I'll put it in the description if I can remember, and we'll go from there. So stick around, you'll see it all, and enjoy it. Make sure you like, subscribe, and tell all your friends, because you know there's nowhere else on the planet where you'll have anybody with a W100 pickup truck like this, right? I guess there is. But see you later. Yeah, so this thing, here I am back on the Dodge, right? And this had fallen out of its place in here because that one piece was missing, and so it was making noise in the brakes. That would be a noisy thing, right? Now I'm going to take this all apart again because the brake parts are coming or have arrived. I hope they're here. And got this fancy toolkit here for doing brakes. See if it actually does it. I think this one here is for undoing these ones, right? Don't know. Oh, maybe not. This one is for undoing these things. Well, if I did it right, it'd likely hurt. Working off. Once I learn how to use the tool, right? Without ruining the brakes. There. That's off. Thing here, wonder what that's for. That might be for adjusting brakes. Yeah, that's what it's likely for. Anyway, there you go. I'll stand by here for a while. Yeah, so I have the rest of the brake kit here. This thing here is for the emergency brake, or hand brake, or whatever you want to call it, and that just hooks into that wire, I guess. We'll figure that out as we go along. Then the a nice man from California sent me these things at McKellar Modified Rides. Anyway, I'll put a link or something in the thing. You just put that pin through there, and then you have to, there's a like a spring washer, and then tighten that down. That you just crimp them together. Yeah, now the way that Jerry from California does this, I think that goes, yeah, this goes in here like so. Is that the right way? I wonder. But and of course I had this one on the wrong side, but I think that the guys before me did that because it's got to go into, oops, it's got to go in and catch this end here and be sprung on it, right? And then this end here has to be on there. That should all hold together now, not fall apart again.
And this piece here comes through the little hole maybe. But first, that has to be kind of out of the way. Oh, I can't see where it is. Yeah, well, I'll carry on. And now I've got them on so far, and these ones have to go to the other side. Those ones over there come to this side. Oh, I'm just having a terrible time with it all.
There, you see the difference here. This side here is a bit wider than that side, I think. And the clippy thing down here has to go to the outside. So, that would explain why it doesn't fit together. Anyhow, oh, I got that on there, and that's got to come off now. Yeah, so I don't know how I'm going to get that emergency brake cable. I need new cables. So, I'll pull those ones, and I'll get the cable from the cab back to the movement thing. Seems to be okay, but these ones here I think are pretty well done, both of them. So I'll get new ones of them and see if I can get the emergency or the handbrake, emergency brake to work. Foot brake it is in this car. But anyhow, that seems to be together and in the right spots, eh? So now I'll have to hook on this automatic adjuster business. I'll turn this out a bunch though too. Well, we'll worry about that later. Yeah, so how many times do you have to put the brakes together before you get it right? I'm counting that many. So first off, I had this cable going this way, wrong. Or, well, first off, I had the brake shoes on the wrong side because the handbrake thing wasn't there. Then, well, first off, a long time ago I had everything wrong, right? And I didn't have these pieces, so that's 1, 2, 3 done already. Then number 4 had the brake shoes on the wrong side. Number 5 had this on the wrong side over here, so then you have to take off all those springs. And number 6 is when you get it on and it will maybe work. This thing here is the, so when you hit reverse, it's supposed to click it a couple of times, hey? But who knows, they very seldom work right. But a pretty simple setup. Well, not a simple setup at all. It's a fairly complex setup. Anyhow, but this, maybe that makes it do it, I don't know. And the emergency cable, I think I'll have to get new cables for the back here. The cable that goes into the cab seems to work okay. Yeah, now that I have it figured out from the other side, because I did that 4 or 5 times, might be able to do this once. So this is the second clue for the back side, is this thing here on it, which it didn't have before, but it does now. First thing I do is like I've got this kit. So I'll put some, like the guy on the internet says to put assembly lube on it, but up here in this country I put anti-seize on it, which we'll do right away here. Hang on. Just a little dab will do you with this stuff, because gray stuff goes everywhere. And it gets so I can get gray stuff and everything else. There's the old one. That's how far it was out. Anyway, this side goes to the back, this side goes to the front, right? Just like that. Can you see that? Am I looking the right way? Then this slides out of the way there. And this goes on with that part to the back and the screwy thing to the front. I'm going to go and check it on the other side and make sure. Then it takes this spring here I think it goes, I don't know. I'm going to check the other side and see what that spring does. Hang on. Right, so screwy part to the front and then spring to the front. This goes there and that goes there, like that. I do believe. I'm going to check again. First, this goes this way.
that there, and then it hooks in there. There, now they're sorted together, and I can put them on to here now. Oh, is my elbow going to be in the way? I imagine so. And just sort of slide in there like that, like that, and like that. Now, these clippy things go on, or springy things, whatever you want to call them. Now, I have a tool for doing this, but I don't like it. I like this way better. I like this way better with the vice grips, because you can see what you're doing. You can see what you're doing. Yay. And that slides in through there, and we really don't have to worry about it till later. Well, later's coming up pretty quick here because this side's going well. Then this spring, I'm going to back here again. Excuse the jerkiness. The spring goes in here like that. Yay. Now I think that's right, even. Even right? Even correct? Okay. Now, I'm gonna maybe do this so you can see what's going on. Anything up there? Yeah, you can. Maybe you can see it, maybe you can't. Okay. I can barely see it, so you should be able to barely see it. Let me get you around like this, maybe. See what I can do about the thing. Oh, I forgot one piece anyhow. So, hang on till I get that piece in. Oh, doggy. I got a dog here being quite helpful. Hey, doggy's always so helpful. Okay, well, you know what, doggy? I'm still working. So give me a minute. I forgot this piece here, which goes in like this. Oh, there it's on the ground. Okay, I don't know if you'll be able to see this or not, but this piece here goes in and catches that part there, which is a handbrake thing. And this part here, which I have to take that spring off, that's a big surprise, isn't it? So I did it wrong anyhow. But this tool here makes it pretty easy to get that spring off. Then I'll get that piece into its right spot here. There. So that piece, which is the emergency brake thing, it goes right there. And now this part goes in right here. And then I'll get it up on that. Hang on. Again. So I only had to do it twice this time. Hey, not bad. Yay. That's together. Now, back to what I was going to show you here a minute ago. With these pieces here, there's a little springy thing and another thing. Okay. That up there. Maybe you can be able to see all that. I'm not sure. We'll see, but right around in here it's got to work. So here I am. First off, you put on this springy thing, and it sort of clips up in here. It goes over this thing here. There's a tab. I can't see what I'm doing. Can you see what I'm doing? I can't. The other side went on quite a bit easier than this. I got it wrong. Hang on, I'll get it on there. I gotta get moved around where I can see what I'm doing. Okay. There. So then it clears that thing there, right? Then this part here, like this part here goes on like this here, this way, and it just slides over there. It's only and it's held on by itself. It's not. Then when the spring is all hooked up and going, this will do this, like it'll turn that, right? But we don't want to do that yet. We want to get this. You can't really see what I'm doing up here, but I'm getting it around the bit up above, and then just get it onto. I guess I could do this, right? Jeez. Well, let me try this again. Try working smarter and not harder, hey? No, working smarter and not harder didn't work. You know, the other side clicked right in. This side here is just being a bit of a pain. There, like that. And get it around up above. Then pull it down here. And this thing here, where my pliers are. That spring holds it down, so that whenever you hit reverse, when you hit the brakes in reverse, it's going to make that click and adjust the brakes a bit. So well, that's the theory anyhow. That's all of them in there. Now I'm going to take and turn this out a bunch. Then I'll put the shoe on there and see what happens. Yeah, during the last episode when I talked about changing these hoses because one started leaking. Well, I did get them changed. Now what I'm going to do is just open up down here so that it'll that way. Yeah, right. I'm going the right way. It'll bleed it a bit, I hope. There we go. So I'll let it just gravity bleed a bit. Yeah, there, it's dripping down here a little bit now, so that's hopefully filled up this line, and I'll do the same on the other side. Hang on. Be good now. Hopefully those lines are all filled up and I don't get air way down the line, which is what I was trying to avoid here. But likely have to bleed them again sometime anyhow. Now I'll put the wheels on, and I think I'll start it while it's on the stand and let it roll over a few times and just see if the brakes work and things like that. Well, let's see if it runs. Well, things are looking promising. Away it goes. Have to get the I'll have to get the whatever you call that fuel gauge working sometime. Now I'm gonna put you here. Put it in forward here and see what happens. Okay?
Well, spinning like a bastard, not making much noise, eh? Hopefully the thing doesn't fall off. Well, this one here is not moving. Oh, I got that one jammed up tight, right? That's not good. I must have tightened that one too tight. I'll have to put it down on the ground and move it back and forth some, I guess, see if it'll go. Otherwise that's I don't know. Well, I guess we got more ciphering to do yet. Oh, I guess the fight's not over yet. This side here is leaking. So I guess I'll have to take that all apart again. Boy, am I ever getting good at this, right? Oh well, I'll just take it apart and see what I can figure out. Yeah, that's all apart. Leaking on this side here. Don't know why. I'll check it out though. Over here at the table. Wait a minute. Now, why would that thing there decide to be leaking all over the place? Oh, it's a messy world sometimes. Hey. Yep. Hang on, I'll get something to get that off with. See if this will come off of here somehow. Come on. Without wrecking it. Well, everything there looks okay. Yeah, there's a burr in that rubber right there. Or a cut. Yeah, there's a cut in that rubber right there. That's disappointing, isn't it? I wonder if I have another one around that's somewhere the same size. I'll look. Yeah, well, so happens I had two of them from one of the drums. The drum that I took off that wasn't completely ruined, right? So let's put this back together. Yeah, this goes like that, right? That goes like that. Is that recording? Are you watching any of this? Do you care? There. Yeah. Like brand new. Well, it is brand new except that one there is no good. Kaput. Anyway, let's put this back together and see how things work out. Yeah, that'll be a task for tomorrow, right? Oh well. There's you wouldn't want to do it all in one day, would you? No, never. Okay, see you tomorrow. Okay, let's see if I can put this all back together. I'll catch up with you when it's all in again. Yeah, there we go, spinning up a storm there. Now, I'll see if I can adjust it a bit in the reverse. "40 kilometers an hour already. And it seems to be charging all right. I was wondering about that yesterday after, and the brakes stop it right away. That's good. So I'm just hitting the brake button on the reverse here. Oops. Stop the wheels. then put it in reverse. Well, just see if it actually, both wheels are spinning now. That one's going round and round. Brake lights work, or backup lights work. That one's going around and around, so. And there's no noise coming out of the wheels, so it must have something right. Pretty noisy muffler there, but that's alright. That's coming up on one of my to-do lists here. Okay, that's all for that. Yeah, it's liking to be used. Making noise here at this, somewhere up here is making noise. I think those, I've ordered new idler things for it. I think they're a little bit suspect. Now I was going to check out the transmission fluid. Hang on, I'll get a rag and do it. Yeah, now I've spent the last couple of hours getting this all sorts of different stuff out here. Getting this thing here off of that up there, and then I discovered there's no leak there. It's up above on the manifold itself. Now, hang on, I gotta go upstairs. Now it looks like, oh, I have to climb up here. Looks like they tried, without much success, to get these bolts out of there because they're all rounded off. These bolts here, I don't want to touch because that'd be something you'd have to do with the motor out of the car pretty near, because I'm sure they'd break and have to get new manifold bolts. So what I'm going to do for now, I can see where the leak is from underneath. It's underneath that part right there, right in there. I'm going to see if I can get that cleaned up really well with some sort of wire brush. I'm pretty sure I got a wire brush on a drill that I can get up into there and clean that up, and see if I can stuff some JB Weld manifold fixer into that, and that might quiet it down. We'll just see. Might work. If it works, great. If it doesn't work, well, I'll think about something else. But I really don't want to take those bolts out of there, because I think that, or don't want to try taking them out because I think I'll just break everything, and that will lead to more issues, right? So leave that sort of well enough alone there for now. Yeah, so I've got some of this stuff here, which is high heat epoxy, and it comes like there's two colors there, so you just cut off a piece, knead it all together with gloves on, and then put it to where you want. I'll show you what I get when I get it out there in the car. Hang on. Yeah, so you mix it up so it's all same color, consistent color, they say. They don't care what color. And then I've got most of it all cleaned off underneath there, and I'm just going to put a little bit around the top here where it comes close to the spark plug. So hopefully this will work. Hang on, I'll show you after it's on. Yeah, so where am I pointing? The wrong way. So the gasket was blown out around there, and now I've got that there plus that there. I used this pencil to push it up into place, which actually worked pretty good. On the underneath there, I'll show you. You don't need to look at the gravel, do you? Here we get underneath the car. Sorry about this, but it takes time. Now, where is it? Right up there. Can you see that? All that putty in there. So now I've got to let it sit for like 24 hours, which is okay. I don't have to do anything till tomorrow. And I also have, like, I don't know if, can you see? I'm not really sure that I have a perfect weld on here. So I'm going to take some of the, I got some of this cloth stuff to wrap around it, like exhaust pipe wrap. And I'll put that around there and see if that will make this so that it's, you know, I'll wrap it around, wrap it around and around, and then up over the top here and around there, and see if that will
make it so this doesn't make any more noise. Then maybe I'll put some wrap around here too. I don't know for sure what. Like I can't really tell what's on the top of this right here. I did put this clamp on, but I don't think that made any difference. Anyway, that's what I'll do. Yeah, so I've got this stuff here, which is sort of a tape stuff. Comes in a package. It says to knead the package up, you know, a bunch. Now I already have that welded underneath there, so just a matter of I just want to make sure I've got all the pinholes covered up, and this should cover the pinholes up. So now I'll go out with the wire brush and brush it off with the wire brush before I try putting that stuff on, and then we'll get that stuff on it. Yeah, so there's that thing taped up. I don't know whether that's going to do any good or not. You take this, it's tape with the sticky side on it, tape it around so it'll hold it in place while it's curing. But you know that I think it's got some issues there. Anyway, leave it on there and see what happens. Can't hurt. Well, guess that effectively ends working on that truck today. It's raining, and it's going to rain all day today for the rest of the day. So me and Doggy are in the shop now, and I'll do a bit of work on this. I'm actually on this interior roof bit, so maybe I'll get that sorted out here. I just got to trim off a little bit of that extra fiberglass. Where is it? Right here. And clean that up a bit. See if this actually fits into the car again. See if I can figure out how to do it. Yeah, so it's been a couple of days. We'll see how that, if that stuff's hardened at all. And I've got these things. That's one brake thing. New belt. And these are idler pulleys, right? They're both noisy, so whoops, that one there goes on the thing for, oh, what do you call that thing? The tensioner. And this one here is the idler pulley up above. Put them on and see if that makes any, make it run a bit quieter. And now let's just check out underneath there and see if that stuff is hardened at all. Oh, well, here's this white stuff. It seems to be hard. I don't know whether it'll do any good or not. Can't hurt. But I also ordered up some, and way up here, I don't know, can you see way up there? I can barely reach way up, but that stuff is hard as a rock. Wonder if that's going to hold. Might, you know. I have to get this back into position. No need to have that out. Now this original bolt was actually came apart without hurting it. Oh, I needed one more bolt to put that back together. Does it go like this? Oops, 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 oops. Oh, I want to put stuff in my eyes. Right? Or does it go like this? Don't think it matters, except it seems to fit that way easier. Right there. Now I've got a couple of bolts with sort of springs on them. I don't know if you're supposed to use them or not. Don't know if that'll work or not. Anyhow, I don't think they. I think I'll just put normal bolts on there. Anyway, okay, see what I can find. It's in the background here, but that thing there, it feels pretty rough. This one here feels an awful lot better. And I think I've got the right hardware. Yep, everything seems to be okay, so put it back together. That bolt is, I guess, the right one. I don't know if it's the right one or not, but it fits in the back, so put a bit of anti-seize on it and put it back in there. Hang on.
That one there, no trouble to get it changed out. This one here, I just had to put that puller on it just for a bit because all it took was just a little bit of a crack and then it comes off. So we'll get a look at this and see how it is. Then I did take the shrouding out. That fan sure is messy and dirty, but I'm not going to do anything about it right yet. There's this one. Let's see how good or bad or in between it is. Hang on. It's a little bit noisy, but not bad. Okay, I'll put the new one in. There's a new belt. I think it's slightly longer than the old one. Yeah, look, it's a bit longer. Hopefully that thing will stretch out far enough on the whatever you call that. The tensioner will come out back far enough. We'll see. Yeah, so I put the new belt on and it was loose. And now I've put the old belt on and it's loose too. So I've got it routed wrong. I think it's supposed to come from the bottom up to here, across there, down on that, and then around that, and then over to there. Somehow or other, I'll see if I can get it right. Yeah, that only took 10 tries to get it routed right. So that goes, the trick is this got to go from there to there and around and up and over there. And oh, it's upside down and backwards, but that's the new belt on there and it's tight. That's the way it's supposed to be. And I did put some lube down in here on the back of that so that this thing here was working properly. It was, you know, had been sitting in the same spot for 100 years. So now I think I'll start it up and see how it runs. See how it looks and feels and runs. Okay, I got to put that hose back on. I took off to get the shroud off. Then while it's all off, I'll go ahead and see if I can fix this stuff here. I'm not going to worry about that little leak right there yet. I'll get to that someday. Well there, how do you like that? That's fine. Going around like it's supposed to, nice and straight, no noise. It was pretty noisy before, that's where a lot of noise is coming from. After we picked up the crowd and moved on, no noise at all over the exhaust. See what's going on down here. Yeah, it's quiet. Kind of happy with that. There you go, Gus. Maybe we can get yours fixed too. I'll see how long it lasts, whether it falls out or not, or it lasts. Who knows what'll happen. But the that gasket's behind the manifold right over there. I don't know if you can see that. It was blown out. So I put that goopy stuff right in. I cleaned up the one that I put in there, and I put that goopy stuff right up in there as far as I could. Seems to be holding, seems to be not making noise. Give it a few days and see what happens. That belt seems to be traveling just right where it's supposed to be. So that's all with a happy truck. For now, I've got one rear brake line that I can get on, and I'll see about getting the other one on it. Yeah, okay, this is the horn thing. So I've got that pin stuck into the positive side there, and this light here on the negative side. And it works. I turned on the key, right? And I don't know, can you see that in there? I don't know, did you see that? Can anybody see that? Let me put you closer. Oh, it's going to fall off there maybe. See if that lights up. Take two. Light turns on when I hit the horn button. So that's good. That means that the horn will work if I get a horn working. Now it had two horns in here. One was hanging down here. It didn't work, and the other one was still connected down here. It didn't work, so I've ordered some from online, and there'll be some horns here on Monday. I'll take this pin back out of there so I don't lose it. Okay, this thing here, which was like there's one over there on this shroud, right? Shroud is interesting, but it used to be right here, so I'll just get it out of the way. That's where the jack goes, if I ever find a jack. And then it's got this wire harness coming here. I wonder what that's all for. Might be for something. Don't know. I bet you it was for something. That looks like another horn thing there. I'll worry about that later, once I get some horns. And anyway, that's all of that out of there. Maybe I'll let the car down now and well, yeah, I'll let the car down and then I can put the shroud on there. Maybe I'll do a bit of fixing on the shroud before it goes back on. I'll have a look here. Actually, it's not bad for being fixed up the way it is. So, might leave well enough alone. I could use maybe a couple of little more things there, but I can put them on anytime. Then I'll figure out how to get it attached to the, like that might be in it. Those two are attach points. And then on this side here, got an attach point on the top. One down there, maybe that fits into it. And then this thing here, I could likely get that, well, that's held in pretty tight. And this hose goes across to the radiator. Okay, anyway, I'll just let it down. Here I am, trying to track down the wiper motor business. Not wipering. So this one right here, can you see down there? That's where it comes through the wall, right? And right down here, I've got that set up. It's on number 46 connector. And when I turn on, this is turning on the wipers, right? Light turns on. So it's got electricity out to there. So I was looking underneath the dash and I couldn't find anything there, but it seems to be coming through here. Now I gotta find that wire where it goes to the maybe the motor's gone on it, right? Maybe I gotta take that motor out of there. Yeah, so power is going to the motor. Well, it's going to there anyhow. So maybe maybe the motor's seized up, is it? Geez, that's too bad. I guess I'll take it apart and see if I can get it apart anyhow. Yeah, so now I've created a problem for myself. I can't get that. I think the motor was working and it was just a little bit seized up. I made it roll, made it turn, but now it's jammed itself up in there. So I'll see if I can get that unjammed somehow or other. Oh dear, right in there. Right in there. Okay. Yeah, here I am inside a Dodge. You know, one foot on the way down there on that's the control arm, and the other foot's on the frame over here, and there really isn't that much more solid stuff to, you can't really sit on anything. Not very comfortable, but I'll see if I can persevere. See if I can get that nut off it right there, and then this whole motor will drop out of there. Yeah, it just took a little bit of jarring around with it to get it to go round and round and round. Now it's going round and round and round, but I broke that thing, that holds it onto the windshield wiper stuff. So that means I have to take apart this whole cowling here, which isn't too tough, I hope. Not really sure. I think this cowling will come up, and then I'll be able to get into where that thing all hooks together and maybe fix it a bit. See what I can do. Oh well, nothing like fixing what you're breaking. Yeah, so these things here go, right? I tried to make it turn just by getting it going, but didn't work out. Oh well, I'll have to just take this off apart. See, how do you get these things off here? Must be that clippy thing there. I'll work on that too. Yeah, it's my lucky day. This seems to just come off of there. Hey, how do you like that? Okay, and then I can reach that thing there and maybe fix it. First off, I have to unhook those hoses and get this right out of here, I think. If I can. Well, don't know what I'll do. Hang on. Okay, here's the wiper motor, right? And I think it works fine. I'll just figure out which Yeah, there's only really 2 wires going to it. The center 2 are just for something else, right? Okay, I'll take off this arm and see if I can fix this end of it up here so I can put it back and make the wipers go whop and whop. And then otherwise I don't think I have to. I'll run the motor a little bit and see if it gets hot. See what happens. Okay. There we go. It's running. All right. Fairly quiet. I wonder if there's anywhere where I can put some oil into it. Maybe at that little screw there. Seems to be a fairly well sealed unit. And not getting warm. Okay, I'll let it run for about 5 minutes. Yeah, the motor ran and it didn't get hot. It got warm. It looks like there's been some water inside of it at one point in its life. I think this is like a rubberish type of plug here. So I think it is a lube point, but it won't turn. So I'll put some penetrating oil in there. Maybe that'll make it go. Okay, so I drilled a hole through that thing, and that plastic bushing underneath there is still, the bottom part is still okay. I leveled off the top part, and I've got this little M5 bolt in here. I'm going to tighten it down and see if it actually will do the job. We don't know for sure, but we'll find out here in a second. So they just tighten this. I want to tighten it down tight. Then when I get it all put together, I'll have a, what do you call it, Loctite or something on it, right? Yeah, that moves. That's liable to. Okay, I'm going to have to get something underneath the top end of it so that it fits into that hole and makes it so it's not binding it all together. Okay, that's what I'll do. Okay, here you go. Like that. I just put the little lock washer underneath so it makes a tiny bit of space between the two of them, and the plastic bushing is still holding it, so I'll just hook it on here and then I'll hook it onto the wiper motor when I put the wiper motor back in. That would be okay. Okay, that's all for now anyhow. I'm going to do the rest tomorrow. Yeah, fight, and finally have the windshield wipers going. So I had, like, I've got these wires here, which I had hooked into the wiper motor. Then I discovered just by accident when I was tightening up the bolts up here that hold it down there. See those bolts right there? When I was tightening them up, when I was tightening them up, I touched it with a wrench to the body of the thing, and the wiper thing started going at a reasonable speed. So then I hooked up, I had a white wire going to one side, and I had like a ground wire going to the left side over here. Where is it? Over here, left side. See that white wire coming out of there? Well, there's a black wire that comes out of there too. You can't really see it very well. So I had a black wire going to that, and a white wire going, and a positive wire going to the white side, and the thing ran backwards at a very high speed. So that's interesting, right? Then I hooked up this white wire. See the jumper cable I've got over there? And then it started going at a reasonable speed. So now it's going, all it needed after all that was just to have a ground wire. Going back and forth, now the other side going back and forth, so wipers work. Well, that's good. And it drives back to the position that it's supposed to be at the end. So that's, oh, what a pile. But anyway, done. So, and this should hold well. That's good. Everything's good. And I'll just get a ground strap on that thing, proper ground strap going from right there to over there. That's the weirdest thing ever, but I think that likely the ground wire that's integrated into the thing, into the wiper switch, is not right, not making connection or something. So I'll just put a new ground wire on. And it had one before, like the guys that had it before, they had a ground wire going from right there way around to here and to the battery, and I thought that was odd, so I took it out, but I guess it wasn't that odd, so I'll put a new one in with a like a little bit better looking. Yeah, a new ground strap there, black wire going from there over to there. Wait a minute, I'll point it right up here. From right there, black wire going down up to right there. Okay, that's working, and windshield wipers work now after all that. This is on delay, like whatever they call that, intermittent. And the squirters work too, because I've tried them before, or they did. Then we'll put it up to next level, which is low, and then high. So all is good. Okay, there I got the vacuum out and vacuumed all that leaves and stuff out of there, so it's clean. Doesn't seem to be any rust down there, so that's pretty good. Now I'll put the windscreen thing back on. Should be some screws here and there, 2 screws that aren't in it, but I'll find a couple of screws and put them in there. Otherwise I'll just put the same screws back in the same holes and hook these up, and I'll show you the windshield wiper cleaners working. Yeah, we'll go for a spin in the truck Sarah's going to drive, and it's got Dodge doors. Here she comes. And the brake lights work. How do you like that? I didn't know that they'd work. And the reverse lights work. A little more. Oh! You're into the pile.
Amazing. It's been a minute since I've driven a truck.
Yeah.
How much should I got behind the snowblower?
Go. Yeah, you'll make it.
Cool.
Oh, she's not waiting for me. Yeah, it's nice that the brakes work. Or the brake lights work. It sounds good and quiet. Just sounds like a truck. I didn't know if you were going to wait for me or not.
Hell yeah.
Oh, there. There we go.
Where to?
Wherever you like.
Ooh.
Into drive and away we go. The hood's barely down, which is okay. Out to the field. Yeah, the best driver on the planet right there.
The okayest driver on the planet. Especially when it comes to big old trucks. Right into the monument.
Yeah, don't be driving into the monument. Oh, it works pretty good. How's it feel? Feel like a truck?
Yeah.
Don't go on the highway.
I was gonna say probably not.
Not the right answer yet.
It's gonna be a good truck.
Yeah, it feels like a truck, eh?
Yeah. It's probably been since Alberta since I've driven a truck.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Almost 20 years.
Here, let me off here and I'll film you going down there and then do a turnaround.
Where am I turning around?
Just in front of Peter's cottage,
Cool.
Sissy's cottage. You can just do a U-E there. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Away it goes. Getting closer to ready. There, that's pretty good. The old truck's alive. Sounding good too. And it might even pass inspection.
I wasn't sure where you wanted me to park it.
Just right where it was before.
Just out straight in front?
Yeah. There. That's all. That's today done. Good. Yeah, maybe we'll cut this off here this week. Still have to do the emergency brakes or the hand brake, whatever you want to call that thing. And what else? Got the things are looking pretty good. Windshield wipers work. I have to get some blades and put the, and I can't find anywhere where they sell me a set of arms for it, so I'll clean those things up and put the blades back on, put the arms back on, and hopefully they'll work all right. Then what else in here? Muffler is nice and quiet. Things are good. Everything seems to be working okay. So more electric stuff, more fixing the exhausts and stuff like that, so that's pretty good. Okay, see you next time. Yeah, there they are, all lined up on the bench. Bunch of ducks. There's two mallards there. Maybe those are female mallards. They ought to be heading south sometime soon. Might be a couple more ducks over there. Can't tell. They're all pretty quiet. Anyway, here I am at the beach already, and it's October 7th or something like that. Yeah, I think it's the 7th. Doesn't that look cute there? Wind will come along and blow that away pretty soon, I think. Oh well. Leave it for now. And tide's pretty high, or coming high. And there's Buster the dog. There you go. See you later.